In a quiet part of the city, where streetlights flicker and generators hum through the night, there stands a barber shop people talk about in whispers. They call it Royal Touch, and the man who owns it is not normal. People say he is the best with clippers, and they also say once he cuts your hair, something about you changes. Most laugh it off. Some don't come back the same. Michael had just moved into the area. New life, new struggles. And right now, he just needed a cheap, clean haircut. He didn't know that this would be the last time his life would ever feel normal. The bell above the door rang softly as Michael stepped inside. The air felt different, not bad, just heavy. The shop was quiet, rather too quiet. No music, no chatter, just the faint hum of clippers, even though no one was there. And something else he couldn't explain. Then suddenly, "Sit down." The voice came from behind him, calm and smooth, smiling softly. Michael froze, slowly turning. The barber stood there, as if he had always been there, watching. Michael sat. The clippers buzzed to life. Slow, deliberate movements. The barber said nothing, but his focus felt too intense. Like this wasn't just a haircut, like it meant something more. The barber leaned closer. His breath cold, unnatural. "Your hair," he whispered, "is very special." The air turned cold. Michael's chest tightened, and then the strands began to fall. Slowly, unnaturally, almost like they were alive. Behind the walls was a room, hidden from every customer, a room filled with jars. Hair collected, preserved, and moving, twisting, breathing like something alive. This was no ordinary barber. This was a ritual. Michael stared into the mirror, but something was wrong. His reflection moved a second too late. His heart began to race. What is happening? The lights flickered, and deep down, he knew he shouldn't have come here. That night, it started. Michael sat alone, shaking. Then suddenly, he felt something in his throat. He gagged, pulling strands of hair from his own mouth. And behind him, the shadows began to move. He ran back to the barber shop. The sign flickered in the dark, closed. But he didn't care. He forced the door open and stepped inside, into something far worse than he imagined. The hidden room was real. Walls covered in hair, names written on jars, lives taken. And there, one jar, labeled Michael Tunde. This wasn't random. He was chosen. "You see now." The barber stepped forward, calm, in control. Hair began to rise, floating around him. "Hair holds power. I don't cut hair," the barber said. "I collect lives. Hair carries who you are. And now you belong to me." Michael tried to move, but he couldn't. He was already trapped. Then he saw it. Another him, same face, same body, but different eyes. Calm, empty. The version sitting in the chair smiled. Michael ran into the night. Rain poured heavily as he stumbled away from the barber shop, breathing hard. Behind him, the barber's voice echoed softly. Michael, you cannot escape. The streets felt strange now. Empty, silent, then suddenly, across the street stood another Michael. Same face, same clothes, smiling. And before Michael could react, the duplicate disappeared into darkness. Back in his apartment, Michael locked every door, every window. But deep down, he knew locks meant nothing now. He looked into the bathroom mirror. At first, everything seemed normal. Then, the reflection blinked slowly by itself. Michael froze. His reflection smiled gently, while his real face remained terrified. The next morning, hair covered everything. His pillow, the floor, even the sink. Long black strands, moving slightly as if alive. Michael backed away slowly, then he noticed something worse. The hair was growing directly from the walls. Outside the apartment building, an elderly woman grabbed Michael's arm suddenly. Her eyes widened immediately. You went to that barber. Michael froze. The woman stepped backward fearfully. That man steals more than hair. Before Michael could ask questions, she hurried away trembling. Michael searched the barber shop online. At first, nothing appeared. Then, suddenly, old missing person articles filled the screen. Every victim had one thing in common. They all visited the same barber shop before disappearing forever. That night, Michael dreamed of endless barber chairs. Dozens of faceless people sat silently, waiting. The sound of clippers echoed endlessly through the darkness. Then, every faceless figure slowly turned toward him together. Michael woke up screaming. His hair had grown overnight. Thick, unnatural, almost touching his shoulders. As he stared into the mirror, the hair continued growing slowly before his eyes. Unable to endure the torment anymore, Michael returned to the barber shop. The barber was waiting, calm, smiling, as if he already knew Michael would come back. Hair remembers, the barber whispered. It carries memory, identity, spirit. He slowly lifted a jar filled with black strands. And now, part of you belongs to me. The jars began shaking violently. Inside them, faces appeared briefly. Trapped souls, silent screams pressed against the glass. Michael stumbled backward in horror. Michael tried leaving the city, but everywhere he went, he saw the barber. In crowds, inside mirrors, standing silently at bus stops, watching, waiting. One night, Michael woke to find someone sitting beside his bed. It was the duplicate, smiling softly in darkness. You're fading, it whispered, and I'm becoming stronger. The barber prepared the final ritual. Candles surrounded Michael completely. Hair floated through the air like living creatures. And slowly, the duplicate stepped forward to replace him. Michael screamed as memories flooded out of him. His childhood, his voice, his identity. Everything began transferring into the duplicate. And the more human the duplicate became, the weaker Michael was. The ritual ended. The duplicate now stood perfectly still, perfectly human. It looked down at Michael calmly, then smiled. Exactly the way the barber once smiled. Morning came. The shop was open, normal, bright. Michael stood there, cutting hair, smiling gently. Nothing looked wrong, but behind him in the shadows, the original barber watched. And Michael's eyes weren't his anymore. The end.